Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be why it wouldn't ever be enough. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So I'm referring to the narcissistic relationship. It wouldn't ever be enough. No matter what you did, this person or those people would want more and more and more. What the narcissist wants to do is they want to burn people out. They want to keep people tricked and trapped. They want to keep people pining for them or trying to always improve what they want to get from them. Meaning the narcissist is always moving the goalposts. They want this today and they want that tomorrow. And you could never read their mind, but yet you're expected to do that. That's why it wouldn't ever be enough. You see, you weren't taught this in school, so you didn't realize that another person's mentality or mindset could be that of one to manipulate another person day in, day out, week after week, etc. But this is exactly what the narcissist does. You see, they are manipulators with everybody they encounter. They are always 3 steps ahead of people. Until when? That's right, until they're not. That's when you get the wisdom and you apply the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community. All these things I'm sharing with you equal Narcissism 101, which means that no matter what you did when you were in that relationship, no matter who the relationship was with, your mom, your dad, your adult child or children, your spouse, your friend, your colleague, your neighbor, your coworker, the person in the hobby group or community, and the person you went to school with, your flatmate, your roommate, no matter who that person was, it wouldn't ever be enough. Let's take the roommate. Maybe you were a roommate with the toxic narcissist. Maybe you didn't even know it. Maybe this is going to tip off a light bulb moment for you. Say you moved in, the 2 of you were flatmates or roommates. Okay, well, you each had 50% share of the rent, etc., and 50% of the quarters, all these things. Well, what happened? Slowly and insidiously, this person who turned out to be toxic took over your space. They perhaps weren't cleaning up in the bathroom after themselves. Slowly, they wouldn't be paying their share of the rent, asking you to help them out. They wouldn't be doing dishes. They would be eating your food. They would be making noise. They would be doing whatever they wanted to do to make you uncomfortable. Now, they knew that they had you on the lease for maybe a year or 2, so they knew you weren't going anywhere. Again, you weren't taught this in school, so you were just thinking, oh, they were having a bad semester, or they just lost their job and they're having a rough time, I'll help them out. Well, when you're helping out somebody who's trying to destroy your life, it will never benefit you. Again, you didn't know this back then, you know it now, or you're learning it. This is what these people do. They take advantage of your kindness, they take advantage of your love, they take advantage of your empathy, your money, your humanity. They will use every resource possible to catapult themselves from one leg of their life to the next leg of their life, using you and other people as fuel sources to get whatever they want. That's why when the narcissist removes themselves from relationships, using that flatmate as an example, or roommate, well, what happened? Probably you ended up paying most of the rent, or that person just ditched and they didn't even stick around because they didn't care about the lease. They knew that the leasing company wasn't going to come after them, but they would come after you because somebody had to be accountable, and it was you. I.e., that's Narcissism 101 again. You are left holding the bag. The narcissist is left doing nothing because they don't care about laws, rules, regulations. They don't care about the system. All they want to do is do whatever they want to do and be unaccountable. That's why it wouldn't ever be enough no matter what you did. Let's say it was a romantic relationship. Say that you got married, or maybe you're dating for years, who knows? Well, what would happen? You noticed that in the beginning of that relationship, things seemed to be going really well. And everything was fun and exciting and new, and you were probably traveling and you were spending a lot of time together. But as you were doing that, you were realizing that you were not doing what you used to do in your single life, which meant you were doing things that they, i.e. the narcissist, wanted you to do. You were going where they wanted you to go. You were probably footing the bill. You were ignoring your intuition and instincts. You were not trusting these red flags or flip it. What you were doing is you were on that roller coaster that you thought was going to keep going up, 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 and up. Well, what happened when the narcissist realized that you probably fell in love with them, or you wanted to move in with them, or create a family, or relocate, whatever it was, that's when they knew they had you. The trap was set. You were now ensnared, and you didn't know what had happened. That's when the narcissist began to pull back. That's when you were on the freeway driving 80 miles an hour. They would be screaming at you at the top of their lungs. That's why they would be driving uncontrollably. That's why they would be giving you the silent treatment. Other times, that's why they would be gaslighting you, saying, I never said that. We never said that. I didn't agree to that. What are you talking about? You see, they change any which way the wind blows, and they expect people to read their minds, to do what they want, and to do it without even thinking one thing about themselves. That's why when you are in these relationships, You are a pawn, you are a puppet, you're a pauper, you're an indentured servant, you are the walking apology, you are the sounding board, you're the walking ATM. You're anything possible that the narcissist wanted to mold you into. And when you are in these relationships, you are expected to be subservient. You're expected to not have a voice. You are expected to do whatever they want, because if you don't do what they want, you will be punished by not doing it. And even if you do what they want, it's expected of you. So you're not going to get a, hey, thanks for that, I appreciate it. You're going to get a smug look or a grin or a smirk or a glare like, yeah, what else? What do you expect? You're supposed to do that. This is what they do. It's what they've been doing before they met you. It's what they did when they were with you, and it's what they're doing right now. What I mean is they are manipulating other people. Let's take the adult child of somebody. Let's say that you are the parent of an adult child who turns out to be toxic. Well, they probably were asking you for money or for rides or to pay their rent or to loan them money for the new iPhone or to help them get a new car or help them find a job, whatever it was. Well, if they're an adult child and they can function properly, don't you think they could do all those things on their own? Of course they could. They don't want to, because they knew that they had you trapped. They knew that you loved them. Maybe even they knew that you gave birth to them. Who knows? But they knew there was a tie there, and they knew that you were an empathetic, kind, loving, stable person who didn't want to quit on your own adult child. Having said that, there comes a breaking point when you realize it won't ever be enough. It wouldn't ever be enough, because the older these people get, i.e. the narcissists, the more toxic they get, the more skills their skill set improves, and the more they realize they can weaponize anything against anybody as long as they know who that person is and what makes them tick. So using the adult child as an example, if you are the parent of an adult child who turns out to be toxic, well, they were playing on your heartstrings the whole time. And what happened? Well, I'll tell you what happened. You found yourself checking your phone whenever they would call, thinking that what was the next emergency? Should I be there to help them? Should I send them more money? Should I go down there, visit them? Should I go up there, visit them? Should I just get them a car? Should I just put a roof over their head? Should I help them find a job? Well, you could be doing that, but you probably were doing that most of your life. And what was the result on the behalf of your adult child? The same. They just wanted you to do more and more and more. And they were never changing. They were never improving. They were guilting you. They were blaming you. They were making you feel bad about loving them, etc. Because the narcissist weaponizes anything they can against anybody who cares about them. Let's say, again, it was a friendship. Maybe it was a friendship of 1, 2, 5, 10, 30 years. And you're just realizing that that person was toxic. Maybe even the narcissist. Who knows? Well, that's a little different animal. What that means is throughout that relationship, you probably were thinking that they were an amazing person. They're so intelligent, they're so kind, loving, and they have such a great life going on behind the scenes. Well, or in front of the scenes. Well, what happens here? When you need them, were they there to help you out? They probably weren't. They probably closed the door and you said, I can't help you out this time. I'm unavailable. Maybe you've never even asked them for help except for this one time. Well, what happened there? Tell you what happened there. They revealed themselves. They showed you who they are. They showed you who they will be, and they show you how little they cared about you when you needed a hand, you needed help. You see, everybody, and I mean everybody, reveals themselves in time on this planet. I have. My hope is you have. The narcissist definitely has, and many other people will. When I say reveal themselves, what I mean is when the chips are down, when your back's against the wall and you need some support and nobody's there to be found, well, everyone's showing you who they are. Flip it. Let's say that somebody was there to help you out in a crisis or a time of need. Well, that person showed you who they were. They were there for you. They were there to help you out. You see, nobody can hide forever on this planet called Earth. The narcissist now knows that. You didn't realize that there were narcissists on the planet, but you haven't been hiding. You've been a kind, loving, stable, healthy, empathetic person your whole life. The narcissists try to knock you down off your perch. They try to knock you down off your pedestal. They try to stop you and impede you from finding your purpose and from living your abundant life. They try to capture your beautiful, bright, shining light, which they did for a period of time, which was the length of that relationship, and they tried to extinguish it and try to make sure that you became a shell of yourself and you would not function on the high level that you did before you met them. But that's not what happened. You see, you're in the community, you're watching videos, you're getting your cup full, you're understanding that you can do whatever you want to do and that you are capable of anything, and you don't now, didn't then, and never will need anybody, i.e. the narcissist, to control you, to be in a relationship with you, to manipulate you, to steal from you, to lie, to cheat, to destroy your life. That's what these people did. So once you go through the cycle and you rise through the ashes like a phoenix and you put yourself back together, you will do many things. One is you will look back in time and realize how trapped you were. Number 2, you realize that you were in the trauma bond. Number 3, you realize that you don't need that person. Number 4, you will realize that going no contact is the path. Number 5, you will realize that you are capable of anything, and I mean anything. You can go back to school, You can take a class, teach a class, read a book, write a book. You can travel the world. You can fall in love again. You can just be. And when I say the words just be, that means you can sleep until 11 o'clock in the morning or stay up till 2 a.m. It doesn't matter, because you're no longer tethered to the narcissist. You no longer have any communication with them. You've blocked them. These people have slithered away off into the darkness. And my hope is they've left you alone, but you now have calmness. You now have serenity. You now have abundance. You can do whatever you want to do. And now you're finding your purpose. You're refocusing. These people are out of your minds. You're getting the clarity revealed to you. All of these things will happen in time, in your time, as long as you utilize the tools that are provided for you on the channel and in the community. That is the path. That's what you must do. So when you realize it wouldn't ever be enough, there was no amount of money that you could have had or offered the narcissist, meaning paid their way through life, that they would have been loyal to you. There's no amount of money you could have had to make them love you. There's no amount of money that you could have had to make them care about you. There's no amount of money you could have had to stop them from cheating on you. There's no amount of money that you could have had that they would have stopped abusing you mentally, financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically, every way possible. You see, this is what these people do. That's why when you identify who they are, meaning toxic, you need to get away from these people as far as you possibly can. You need to run for the hills and maintain no contact and have boundaries, etc. If you haven't done that yet, my hope is you're getting the wisdom, you're applying the tools, and you're understanding the definitions in the glossary on the narcissistic abusive cycle, such as what is triangulation, my least favorite thing these people implement, what is gaslighting, what is stonewalling, what is object constancy, what is rage fit, financial abuse, etc. When you learn all these things and you couple the definitions with your real life experience when you were in the relationship, yes, that does equal wisdom. This wisdom is a newfound superpower, and it's a newfound superpower on steroids once you apply the tools and you understand that leaving these people in the past and cutting the ties with them, the four ties, the emotional, financial, physical, and spiritual ties, and leaving anybody who is one step, maybe even 2 or 3 steps away from them in the past also, that will benefit you. It will serve you. It will allow you to grow and to fulfill your purpose. But if you're still tethered or still connected to the narcissist one way or the other, you need to find a way to break free from that, because these people will drag it out as long as they possibly can. That's why it wouldn't ever be enough. I talked about money a moment ago. Same thing with love and empathy. You can have the biggest heart in the world, you can have the most empathy on the planet, and yes, empathy does exist and empaths exist, but it doesn't matter, because those two things are going to be weaponized with the person who's trying to destroy your life, who turned out to be the narcissist. You see, the narcissist is the antithesis of you. You are the beautiful, bright, shining light. They are the pitch blackness. They tried to steal everything from you because they didn't want it to exist, because they don't possess it, they don't have it, and they can't imagine or wrap their head around how you have these things and they don't. That's why these people are envious, they're jealous, they're cowards, and they're bullies. That's why they can't introspect, that's why they can't change, that's why they can't ascend or elevate. They will continue to stay stuck in that loop of misery, that loop of manipulation, and that loop of destruction. And they will harm and hurt and destroy anybody, and I mean anybody who comes close to them, if that person has something that they want. If they don't, they can still create damage and destruction, but they look at people as opportunities. What can you do for me right here, right now? And once that opportunity has been taken and the person has given whatever they wanted to give or could give or were able to give, that's when the narcissist usually discards them. But along the way, there's many micro discards, and people are being peppered with abuse, and they don't even know what abuse is because they weren't taught it in school. Many people think that abuse is physical abuse, meaning just somebody punches somebody or whatever. Yes, well, that is physical abuse, and there are many other layers of that. Point being is emotional abuse, financial abuse, spiritual abuse. All these other abuses are equally as bad. Abuse is abuse no matter how you cut it. And you haven't abused anybody in your life. Maybe you experienced reactive abuse after years of being peppered with abuse and all the micro discards and all the death by 1,000 paper cuts you experienced. And if you experience reactive abuse, I understand it. It's when someone's buttons are pushed so far and so hard and so long that they finally can't take it and they stand up for themselves. And usually after that, that's when the discard will happen. Having said all those things, there's no room on this planet for abuse. And you need to understand why it wouldn't ever be enough, because the narcissist has a cup with 1,000,000 holes in it, and they can pour whatever they want into it: time, money, energy, love, empathy, any relationship they want to. It doesn't matter what they pour into that cup. The cup still is leaking with all the holes, because the narcissist can never get topped up. You can get topped up. That's why this is the relationship you need to heal from. That's why you must really understand getting away from these people as far as you possibly can is the path. If not now, when? Do it. Begin today. But the narcissist will always be looking for the next new shiny object. They will always be looking over their shoulder. They will always be looking to bat their eyelashes or the rosy cheeks to show their pearly whites to attract somebody else. They are not loyal to anybody. Every relationship with the narcissist is doomed to fail. They are all destined to destroy. They're all destined to fail, and they all have an expiration date. Why I'm saying all these things are that perhaps you, or maybe you were thinking that maybe you could have done more. You could have done A, B, and C, and you could have stayed in the relationship longer, or you could have held on a little bit longer. Well, I get the mindset. I understand that completely. But if you held on longer, would you even be here right now? Would you have a roof over your head? Would you have your health? Would you have any money? Who knows? The narcissist was going to burn you out one way or the other. The point is, the narcissist has burned so many people out for you that aren't on the planet, and that are trapped still thinking and pining about them, but that's not you. You're healing, or you've healed, and you understand that that was a close call. It was a very close call. You were in that deep end of destruction that you didn't even know how you got there. How you got there is because the narcissist slowly, insidiously crept into your life, and they began to pepper you with abuse after they had their hook sunken into you. That's when they began to pull back, and that's when you wanted more. And the more you wanted, the less they gave. The less they gave, the more you wanted. The more you wanted, the more they took. The more they took, the less you had. The less you had, the less of yourself you became. Next thing you know, you're a shell of yourself. The narcissist is looking at you, laughing at you, grinning at you, mocking you, and staring at you and saying, "You're so weak, you're pathetic. Nobody cares about you. No one wants to be with you. I can't believe I even put up with this." They say things like that, not trying to trigger or upset you, but that's what they do. But did they say that in the beginning of the relationship? Of course they didn't. What did they say? "I love you. I care about you. You're my soulmate. You're my yin to my yang. You complete me. Let's have babies. Let's move in together. Let's grow old. This is going to be amazing. I can't wait to be with you." As soon as they have their fangs sunken into it, the script flips. You're now being devalued. One thing leads to another. Boom, the end of the relationship happens, and here you go. You have to heal and put yourself back together. What does the narcissist do? They just change the mask they wear and slither off onto somebody new because they don't care about people. So remember, it wouldn't ever be enough no matter what you did. You could own your own country. You could own the sun, the moon, and the stars. You could do whatever you want. They would always want more. And before I close the video, remember, anybody, and I mean anybody, is susceptible to falling into a narcissistic relationship once you don't have the wisdom. When you have the wisdom, you can see the signs. You can see toxicity from a mile away, and you can not overshare, not share, and you can remove yourself from these people's purview or proximity. That's what we do. But back then you didn't know what you do know now, so you were a target. You were vulnerable. You were naive. You were trusting. You were believing in people's words that they would match their actions, or their actions would match their words. Now you realize not everybody thinks the same way. Not everybody has your best interest at heart, and not everybody cares about humanity the way you do. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. I love you all. God bless you. And I will talk to you tomorrow. Understand a few things. You may be thinking, could you have done more? Should you have done more? Would you have done more? Those answers back in time possibly could have been yes. The answers to those questions today are no, you shouldn't, you wouldn't, and you couldn't, because if you were to do more, the narcissist would gladly take whatever you would give them or offer them, and they would blame you for giving it to them. Or they would pepper you with abuse, saying they want more. You see, you need to get untethered from these people. You need to have a small footprint and get away from them. They will take anything and more if it is offered to them or if it isn't. That's why once you go no contact, etc., you need to maintain that, and you need to really have your spider senses up, because this is a sixth sense that you have. It's a superpower, and this superpower you can only acquire from going through the cycle, from healing, from putting yourself back together and realizing it wouldn't ever be enough. The narcissist will blame anybody. They will use anybody as a pawn. They will use anybody as a bargaining chip to slither their way back into people's lives or to attract new people into their life. Once you wrap your head around what these people do and what they're capable of, you need to understand, get away from them as far as you possibly can. They are not stable or healthy. They will ruin your life. Get out. If not now, when? We close the video on a happy note. You can see there is snow in the back, and it is a beautiful day here in the Carolinas. What a magical couple days we had with a winter wonderland snowstorm. And now the sun's going to be popping up. It's going to be super hot in a couple days, and spring is around the corner. So wherever you are, I hope you're doing great. I hope you're enjoying Mother Nature. I hope you're getting out, moving your body. I hope that you are journaling, you're meditating, you are focusing on yourself, and you are healing, or if you haven't healed. If you have healed, my hope is you're continuing to keep your cup full, maintain your boundaries, and help those loved and trusted ones that are close to you, because you are the strong one, you are the survivor, you are the resilient one, and you are the one who absolutely is amazing, beautiful, blessed, and loved. I love y'all. God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Yeah.